Hello, my name is Olga Prykhodko. I've been dancing and singing salsa for many years. While I was traveling a lot, participating in numerous dance and music events around the world, I met stars in the world salsa community, whom I would like to introduce in my new project called Social Talks. I will be interviewing famous people and representatives of Latin American culture, and they will share their experience. They will tell about their ups and downs, and of course they will inspire you. Subscribe to our channel Universo Latino on YouTube and other social networks and find a lot of interesting and useful information. Get closer to the stars who inspire you. Salsa unites people.
Good afternoon, dear friends. This is Social Talks. My name is Olga Prykhodko. We are on Universo Latino channel. We are making everything possible that you can get closer to the people, to the stars that inspire you. And today we have a very, very special guest, top international instructor, Mr. Universe, the co-founder of LA Salsa Style, Mr. Luis Vazquez.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Olga? How are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm also very happy, smiling, I didn't do it before because today I see you on my screen. I'm so happy to see you here.
Thank you. It's the same. It's 20 years that we know each other. It's nice to be able to talk at least through the laptop and everything, through the internet, because right now it's not possible to do it because of the coronavirus. So everything, there's no events and everything. So it's been a while that we don't see each other, but soon it's gonna pass, and we're gonna be able next time to talk with each other in front and dance and hug, so.
Yes, thank you very much. So, how is your day today? What is the weather in Malmo?
Today is really sunny. It's been really nice weather lately here, and we are able to go out because Sweden is the only European country that it didn't lock down the people or anything. So people still go to work, people still go out. My son goes to school, so everything continues the same, but of course the people, they try to have a distance. Like we close the school, all the dance instructors, so we are not teaching. People, they go out, but they're not in a big group, so hugging and all that, no. But they continue somehow their lives, normal. It's fine.
Luis, we try to talk to prominent people, outstanding people who made huge contribution to Latin American culture, and you one of the persons who changed somehow the history of salsa dancing. So you created, along with other people, you created your own salsa style. So we'll talk about this also in details, but we would like to start first from your childhood. You were born in Mexico, Guadalajara.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
In a large family. So tell us about your childhood, about your family. Family plays a huge role in anybody's life, made huge impact on the cultivation of the personality of our future. So family is very, very important. So tell us about your childhood.
I think family is everything. I think, at least for me, but I think for most of the people in the world, family means a lot. I grew up in Mexico, in Guadalajara, Jalisco. It's the second biggest city in Mexico. First is Mexico City with 27 million people. And then we have Guadalajara, Jalisco, that is almost 9 million people or something like that, 10. And then Monterrey is the third biggest city. But Mexico is huge. It's 128 or 129 million people. So I grew up as a normal kid playing on the street. Now the kids, they don't do that anymore, at least here in Europe or in America. Even in Mexico, last time that I was there, The people, they don't go out anymore as much as before. We're playing on the streets, growing up as a normal kid on the trees, going to school, playing with your brothers, fighting with your brothers. That's why you love each other so much, because it was sad moments, happy moments, and it was magical. It means it's been one of the most beautiful things that ever happened to me in my life. It's been the being a child, So.
And so you were born in an artistic family, right? You all the time mentioned that your mom was singing, and she's very artistic. So tell about the main person in your life who inspired.
Oh, my mom is her name is Yolanda, and since I remember, she was dancing always in the kitchen and everything. But before she got married with my father, she was used to sing in a band, and she was used to dance and everything. But she got in love with my father, and she got married. They have many kids. We're 12 brothers and sisters in my family. So she stopped dancing and singing, but she was doing it always at the house. And she was used to go to the parties of the neighbors and everything. In Latin America, there was always parties somehow with the neighbors. And we would used to go and see my mom always dancing. And somehow she was always inspiring us to dance. And she was telling us, oh, you dance really nice. And, as a kid, you need that kind of inspiration so you can build this image in your head that you can be somebody, And everything started as a game, but my whole family danced. Some of my sisters, like Letty and my brother Arturo, they did a little bit professionally. When I was a little kid, they were already winning competitions in Mexico with different kind of music that at that time it was very popular, disco, And then after I moved to Los Angeles, my brother Francisco started dancing. He got me involved, and then we got involved, Johnny. And now my nephew right now is an incredible dancer in Mexico. He's really recognized. People, they tell me why not to bring him to Europe. He's only 24 years old. And in the family, they continue this. The daughters of my brother Francisco, they are dancing jazz, ballet, and everything in Mexico. Some of my nieces, my nephews. My daughter did it for a little bit, but now she's into guitar and piano and poetry. So somehow, my mom has been writing a lot of poetry too. So my uncle, the brother of my father, he was a musician, playing the piano, the guitar, lots of things. So somehow it comes in the family. Even the mother, we just find out a couple of years ago, the mother, my grandmother, the mother of my mother, she was used to be vedette. Vedette at that time, it was more like a go-go dancer. At that time, we're talking about that time.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh. So somehow it comes in the family. So it's been there for a long time.
But when you were a child, you were a defiant child, or you were obeying all the rules, you were very calm, or you were all the time energetic as you are when you were a child?
I've been always like this. I'm very energetic. I'm always joking. Even at the house, I'm more calm here. But it means it's still I'm always joking with my son and my fiance. But of course, I'm completely a little bit more different than when I'm with the audience at the salsa events. I'm always joking. You know me. I like it. It brings me happiness. It makes me smile because life is already sometimes hard. So my mom taught me always that when you wake up, you have a choice. From the moment that you wake up, you can smile and say, the day is going to be amazing today. And if it's not going to be as planned, you can make it better. You have that much power. So when you give a smile to somebody, they will act back and give you a smile back. If you have an attitude, the other person is going to give you an attitude because you transmit that kind of energy, And I've been experiencing this always in my life. It depends how the people are, is how I react sometimes, So I like to be more around people who are happy. They always transmit good energy, So I can get affected by that.
Luis, according to my own experience, people want to be with you for the same reason, because you all the time produce this huge capacity of positive energy. So now people who are watching us, you can charge yourself through our screens, just watching us. So Luis,
no, tell me.
sorry.
Yes?
But your childhood, I'm sure, was amazing. I also remember we were playing on the street more than we are sitting right now at the computers. Like children currently sitting at the computers. So you probably know the story. You have a son so, who is 7 years old. So he probably plays the computer more than...
He's 9.
9, I'm sorry, 9.
Yeah.
Oh, 9. Okay. My mistake. The time flies so fast. So
yeah.
So Luis, but your professional dance career, because mostly we will be talking about your dance career, started after moving to the States, when you moved to study along with your brothers.
Yes.
So how did you join the dance salsa community in the States when you moved to the United States?
Well, I was working working in a restaurant, I was going to school, and then I didn't finish high school. I got involved into more into working because there was a lot of gangs and everything at that time. There was a lot of problems at schools, and it was really difficult for me to stay at school. So I told my brothers to take me away from school so I can start working, send money to Mexico. And that's the way I started working, no? But then my brother Francisco got into dancing because of a girl. And then he's the one who told me, oh, you need to come to this club. It's called JC Fandango. I think it's still, until this moment, open in America, in Downey, in Anaheim. And then he told me, let's go to a club. It's really nice. So he told me, you have to wear a suit. It was my first time ever that I wear a suit. And I went to the club, and it was magical. It was beautiful. Of course, at that time, the salsa was very simple, but the beauty of dancing, everybody was friends. Everybody was just having a good time. It was just magical. And I said, I need to learn this. But Johnny was not at the United States at that time. Me, Francisco and I, we got involved into salsa first, and then we brought Johnny to America years after we were already popular in the dancing world. And then Johnny came, and then that's when everybody was like, it's your brother, why he doesn't dance? And we're like, well, he's just new in this. He was so little, And he got involved into dancing with Ramon Morales, that everybody thought that it was our brother. He was one of my students. And I told him, you know what? Come and I teach you guys instead of being on the street and everything. Come. So they came and they became my dance students. They were learning the basics. And then when they learned a little bit more, Francisco took them with him. He was teaching in the same studio. And that's the way they create Los Rumberos, the company of my brother. But I create before that Salsa Brava. But everything was at the right moment, at the right time, because of a girl invited my brother Francisco to dance. He liked it. He told me to go. And then we brought Johnny, and that's the way we got involved into this. And now it became our life. It was, I think, at the right moment, something that we didn't expect because we love to dance, and we never thought that was gonna make us travel all over the world and meet so many beautiful people. And a perfect example is you, that I know you because of this. So it's
salsa unites people.
That's right.
So the question is, you were teaching at the same place, you, Francisco, on another floor.
Well,
you were teaching at the same location, in venue.
I started teaching in my apartment in a small living room with one of my students. Well, at that moment, it was just a person who asked me if I can teach him. I started in the living room, but it started growing. He brought the wife and then another couple, and then it started growing to 6, to 10, to 12. And I didn't have a space, so he told me, you don't rent a dance studio. He told me where it was a dance studio. He brought me there. I talked to the owner of the studio that he became the most famous dance studio in Los Angeles for many years. Even Fernando Sosa was coming to that studio. It means if I mention you people that were coming to visit that place, um, it, it was the Dance Factory. It was called the Dance Factory. So I opened that studio, and then my brother Francisco came and started teaching there too. And Rogelio Moreno, it was one of the really recognized pioneers of the Salsa LA Style, that he's the one who revolutionized the salsa in Spain. But then he stopped traveling, and now almost nobody remembers Rogelio, but Rogelio is one of the pioneers, together with Alex da Silva, Josie Neglia, my ex-wife, Jovi Aranda, that at that time it was Jovi Vazquez. And it was just magical because all of us, we were teaching at the same studio, different days, and there was no anger, no bad energy. It was magical. We were helping each other. Each one was organized a dance party there, and we were just to bring our students, perform for their party, and they were doing the same thing for us. We were exchanging, and the LA Style went up so fast because of that. We were always supporting each other, until this moment.
And Luis, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe something with the connection. I don't see you on the screen. I just see your picture. Do you see me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, now?
Okay. So another question: did you ever feel competition? Between Vazquez brothers? Was there any competition between the brothers? And how do you personally consider? Is it good or bad to have competitors around yourself?
It's always great to have people who gets inspired by you or by others. And when you see those people, you get more inspired. Okay, a perfect example. Now I live in Sweden. And in Sweden, in Malmö, where I live, there's not many dancers. It's a very small community. And there's no dancers that you can get inspired from. When I was living in Italy, every day you were going to a club, so many dance schools, you get the inspiration. Everybody was dancing Cuban, LA, New York, amazing dancers in Italy. And that pushed you to become better. You know what I mean? So competition is good. The only thing that a lot of people take it wrong, and they start feeling jealousy, and the competition becomes bad. Do you understand or not? It's almost like when you compete in any sports or anything, and you compete and you go with your mentality to do the best and to win. But even if you lose, you always say, congratulations to the one who won the competition. You know what I mean? And you go and give a hug and say, wow, this is going to make me work harder for next time. And you admire those people who win. But there's the bad thing that a lot of people don't know how to take this. And sometimes they get jealous and they start really wishing bad things to the other dancers and everything. But between the brothers, it was a really good competition in a way. It was new, the salsa. And because I started the first dance company and I started performing in Los Angeles and everything, a lot of people that were coming to my dance school. Then my brother Francisco, he created his company, and it was the second company. So we had only two companies, dance companies, and they were in the same dance studio. So when you have to go to the toilet down, you will see the way they were practicing, and that inspired you, and you were going up and tell everybody, oh my God, they're doing amazing. We need to work harder, but not in a bad way, because he's my brother. So it was a really healthy competition. And then when it came the other dance companies, the other ones, they felt that energy, that it was not negative, it was positive, but always trying to do the best, better than them. You know what I mean? Because that's competition. And it was between Johnny, Francisco, and I in a good way, but it was never negative. Every time that my brother Johnny was winning a competition, we were so happy, because Francisco was competing with Johnny sometimes in some competitions. Sometimes Francisco won at the beginning, then Johnny got really, really good, and then Johnny was winning sometimes, but there was no bad energy. It means it was so happy that your brother, you were feeling more happy that somebody in the family won instead of somebody else that it was not part of the family. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was always healthy competition.
Wow. And who was your first dance partner, your ex-wife?
Yes. My first
United
dance
States.
partner in the salsa world, it was Jovi, my ex-wife. We created the first salsa dance company together. So it was the first one. and together with Janet Valenzuela. It's another girl that we start, two girls and one guy. I was dancing with two girls at the same time. And then after that, it was Melissa. You know, after I got divorced and I dissolved in 2004, the company, I had the company for 10 years. And then in 2004,
10 years.
I started dancing with Melissa until 2014. So another 10 years with my dance company, my ex-wife, and 10 years with Melissa Fernandez.
So when you were creating your own dance company, you were performing a lot. And why actually you decided to create like separate styles? So who inspired you? Who were these people along by your side? I mean, because I know that there were not only Vazquez brothers, but some other people. So you were trying to create something new. And then you created the style that became world recognized, not just recognized in the area you were living, but became world recognized.
Well, when I started dancing, there was some names that were really recognized. There was a guy called Chayanne at that time. I don't know anything about him anymore, what happened to him. And another one was Johnny Trevino. He's still in contact with me. And they were like the ones that they were competing with each other at that time. When we were really young, they were already, let's say they were like at least some of them 10, 15 years older than us, you know? And so when I was like, let's say less than 20, they were on their 30s, 30 something, you know? And they were amazing dancers at that time. We were used to look at them and we were like, oh my God, you know? Marlon was one of the guys who inspired me, and Johnny Trevino, Chayanne. And we were just sitting and looking at them dancing. They were always dancing with so many women, you know, it was amazing. A lot of them, they stopped dancing. I don't know why, but some of them, they continued for a few years and then they stopped. But before the LA Style became recognized. But what we did, the Vazquez, we start adding turns, spinning, dips, flips, tricks that it was not popular in the salsa world. And it became popular because of that. We start creating our own steps, but we never call it the LA Style. That's the people, when I start traveling to Europe, they call it Hollywood Style. Listen, then they call it California Style. And then they say Vazquez Style. And we say, no, it's not Vazquez, because there's other great dancers. At that moment now, it was already really strong dancers like Rogelio Moreno, Alex da Silva, Josie Neglia, you know. And I say, no, this is not a Vazquez Style. This is more creative from LA. So everybody started calling LA Style. Since that time, because they call it New York Style, they call it LA Style. And then it became popular, the people to say LA Style. But we never thought that we were going to create something. We were just dancing for fun. Remember, a lot of people now, they do it with the mentality of becoming popular, being recognized, being on the stage. And at that time, we were not thinking about that. It was just dancing, having fun. You didn't think to go on the stage. And no, nothing. We developed everything from the scratch. We didn't know how to count. We didn't know that there was numbers that you have to count. We didn't know nothing about it. We were from, back, side, step, jump, down, you know, simple stuff. And it was more about just having fun. There are a lot of people now, they don't do that anymore. They don't have fun anymore. They want to be so professional, so strict that they forget about the fun part. You know what I mean? So, but just to tell you that it was magical, and it was something that lately I don't see it, because I've been experiencing the salsa all over the world. You know, it's been almost 150 countries that I've been traveling, and I've been seeing the places that it was magical, like France, Germany, all those places, and how everything started changing. And now when I travel to some of those places, it's been disappearing that. And that's why bachata is taking somehow over. The people, sometimes they're having more fun in that. But the Cubans, they still keeping the fun part. And that never goes away. And that's why Cuban is still so strong.
I see. And while you were in LA, did you know back in those days when there were no cell phones and all these digital devices, did you know what was the situation with salsa in other parts of the United States? For example, what was in New York City?
No,
So
we didn't
you were
know.
concentrated on
No, we didn't know anything. We were just having fun. You don't think, or sometimes some people think that everything that you're doing is everywhere, and some people, they don't think that it's happening in other places. So the first World Salsa Congress in Puerto Rico is the one that it developed everything, because when we went there, it's the first time that we saw that some people from New York, they were dancing, and they call it New York style or mambo. And I was like, really? But that's not mambo. For me, mambo was the mambo from the 50s and all that it was Pérez Prado. Uno, dos, tres, mambo. Really fast and with the completely different, no? So they call it mambo, and then on two, and I say on two, and they say, you dance on one or you dance on two? I was like, you count when you dance? It's like, so it was another world. We saw the people that were coming from Chicago, from Miami, from Washington, and some people from Colombia, some from Italy, some from Holland, some from France. And we go like, oh shit, there's people who likes this in another place in the world, you know? We thought that it was more Latino stuff and everything, and it wasn't. And it just, from there, we noticed that it was, there was people like us that love to dance and they love salsa. And it was because it came at the right moment, at the right time, when the Latino movies, Latino music was really strong. Latino actresses like Jennifer Lopez, let's say Ricky Martin, Shakira, Enrique Iglesias, you know, all those, they start becoming really strong. Marc Anthony at that time in English and in Spanish. And everybody was into the Latino music. So it became the right moment to develop something and give it to the world. And it became like, it means salsa was in a way that a lot of the musicians, they were not playing in clubs or anything. It was not until this became like an explosion. A lot of the artists, they became alive again, you know, and they start traveling again and playing live music everywhere because there was enough people that they were asking for the demand for the music, you know, and the dance.
And Luis, so many people right now joined us. It's a great pleasure that so many people right now watching us. So Alexis Ruiz giving you best regards. Alexis Ruiz, Alexis Style Ruiz is right now watching us.
Oh, Alexis Ruiz, Alexis.
Oh, Alexis. Yes, and Julia Ganichka and Paul Reynaldo, people who invited you a lot of times to Ukraine.
And, oh my God!
Yes,
Julia.
Yes, and also people from Azerbaijan give you best regards, and from South Africa. So,
well,
yes,
thank you very much for being in our program today.
And even now, people from Russia also joined. So we have a multinational audience. Thank you guys for joining us. So please, after this interview, so we will pass all your questions and comments, especially questions to Luis, and he will answer after our talk in the final part of our talk. And I would like to remind you that Universo Latino channel is a channel that make you get closer to the stars, who inspire you to talk about music, dance, about people who made huge contribution to the Latin American culture, about their life, about their experience. And people who are not able to be with us right now, they will be able to watch this video on our page, record it, and also we'll download this video on our YouTube channel with Russian subtitles for people who are Russian-speaking audience. And don't forget to stay till the end. We will announce our next guest for the next week. Okay, Luis, we will continue. Thank you very much, but it's just the beginning of our conversation because there are so many topics to discuss. During your bright career in the United States, you were participating in numerous TV shows, commercials, and I would like to stop on one separate topic, the movie called Dance With Me. This movie exploded. It has an effect as a bomb. So this movie Dance With Me, it's very popular, and I watched that several times, and all the times after watching it I get inspired again and again. And I would like to emphasize that a lot of top musicians created soundtracks for that movie. John Cicada, Gloria Estefan, Chayanne. So many soundtracks became top hits, like Suavemente, Atrévete, and others. People who didn't watch this movie, please find some time and watch it. I'm sure you will be inspired for dancing. And just tell us whether we had a very interesting moment while you were participating in this process. You were playing a role of the dancers, especially this rueda part, when the main heroes came to the club. It was Vanessa Williams and Chen played the main parts in this movie, and they came to the club, and you were with Francisco and I saw Albert Torres, right?
Yes.
So many dancers were dancing around. So can you tell us some interesting, maybe some funny stories during the shooting of this movie when you were participating in this process?
Well, that was in 1998. I was used to work already on television and TV programs, doing TV commercials, so choreographing for different stuff on television, and my brother from school too. We got a call from our agency that they were looking for some dancers for the movie. No, the movie at that time the name was Shut Up and Dance. The name of the movie, Shut Up and Dance. So we go like, oh, that would be cool, you know. So you have to go to an audition. We went to the audition, and we brought all our dance members from the company and friends. We invite all the people in the clubs that we were used to go. Oh, there's gonna be an audition. So we brought all the people that you see there as friends, members from my dance company at that time, members from my brother's Francisco dance company. Rogelio Moreno is there, you know, Rudy Salas, many famous people that they became later. But it was so much fun because the scene that you see in the movie, it became, okay, they tried to do it more Cuban, if you really think that's why they did the rueda. But if you really see, we were doing already tricks and things that it was not Cuban. We were doing mixing everything. But doing the breaks, they were trying to choreograph something, no? One of the choreographers. But it was not coming out. It was not coming out because most of the dancers, we were just natural dancers. We were not like in jazz, ballet, that they follow something and they pick up everything fast because since they are kids, they follow, you know, instructions very well. Here, so during a break, we start dancing with Chayanne, with Vanessa Williams, and we start doing the rueda, things like that for fun. And the director of the movie, there is a girl who was used to love to dance. She go like, keep doing what you are doing. And go like, keep this thing. Can you choreograph something here? And he told one guy, you specialize in Cuban. Can you choreograph me something here? Yeah, sure. You, Luis, can you do this here? You, can you do this? Everything that you see on the scene, we repeated a few times. And then with the camera, they follow. And it became the salsa scene that you see there. It was not part of what they planned before. It became something more natural. That's why it looks so much fun and everything. And it became perfect. So it was really funny because during the break, we were just dancing and doing those kind of things. And the director loved it and said, keep what you're doing. And it became amazing, you know? So that's one of the memories that I have there.
So you also, did you also play in some other movies, or maybe you were a choreographer for other dance movies?
I did a lot of TV programs that I choreographed salsa scenes. There's like dancing with Moisha. There was a TV program called Moisha. Still, I think you can see part of the scenes in YouTube. There's another one that was called City of Angels. It was about doctors from a hospital and all the stress that they were going through, and they were going to dance sometimes. And I did a salsa scene. I did the movie Looking for Lola. It was a low budget movie, but it was really nice. It's called Looking for Lola. And then there was some, there's so many. Coca-Cola commercial, Payless Shoes commercial, California Lottery commercial, Coors Light beer commercial. I did different stuff. It's been such a long time. Sometimes I find some things, and sometimes it's really difficult to find those things because it doesn't go by name. Imagine if you look Coca-Cola commercial, even the year, there's thousands. But the other day I found one of the commercials that I did, and I'm like, oh. But no, I choreographed a lot of stuff. My brother Francisco choreographed part of the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez. The first movie ever that Jennifer Lopez did, and my brother Francisco was choreographing. It was the coach of Jennifer Lopez for the dancing part.
But you also was working with Jennifer Lopez. You mentioned that. Books.
I was working in her club. It's called the Conga Room in Los Angeles, and one of the first husbands of Jennifer Lopez was Bunny. He's the one who contracted me to go and work in this place. Jimmy Smith, Paul Rodriguez. Jimmy Smith is a big actor in Hollywood, and Paul Rodriguez is a big comedian in America. And they opened together with Jennifer Lopez a club that is called the Conga Room. It means it was an amazing place, live music every night with different orchestras from all over the world, only Latin music. And then some other nights later, they changed to hip hop and everything. But Latin nights, I was always there. And I met her, and she invited me to dance for the after party for the movie The Wedding Planner. There's a movie that did Jennifer Lopez that is called The Wedding Planner, and we did the after party.
Yeah, I watched that movie. Yes, it's like a comedy.
Yeah, so she invited me to the after the premiere, the after party. No, they have the premiere of the movie, and then we went to a place that they have dinner and everything. And I danced with my ex-wife, and then I exchanged with Jennifer Lopez, and the ex-dancer and was ex-husband of Jennifer Lopez danced with my ex-wife, and that's the way I met her and everything. And then we worked a little bit on a scene on Sinbad that is called the program was called Vibe. It was a TV program that was national television every week, every Wednesday, and it was Latin Nights, it was called. And I was coming there. It was Carmen Electra there, Prince, John Travolta, Madonna, Kobe Bryant, at that time, the basketball player. It means I can keep telling you names if you go and check that. And we were the dancers doing the TV, going to TV commercials. There was a scene of a few seconds, and we were dancing. Sometimes we choreographed something with the host of the program that is called Sinbad. And I told him to do a scene, and he did a salsa scene with Jennifer Lopez, and I did something with them, and it was really nice. So I work somehow with Jennifer Lopez a little bit. Yes.
So you were all the time among the celebrities, Luis. Did you ever feel that you're so popular? Did you ever feel this star sickness, so-called star disease?
No.
That you were among celebrities, you're so popular. So did you ever feel this kind of?
We're not. We're just human beings. We're just another person. If you really think, look, this is what happened. I got involved into dancing so fast, and everything came into our lives so fast. A lot of the people, they don't know how to handle, and they become really stuck up. You know me for years. You know me for many years. Like many people, they know me. And one of the things they always tell me is like, oh, Luis, you are so humble. You are so... If I'm answering this about Jennifer Lopez because you're making the questions, but I never go and tell the people, oh, I work in this. Never. Only when they ask me, then you answer, no? But one of the things, you need to have your feet on the ground very well, because some people, they need one good choreography and they become like this. Or they start traveling to some places and they don't understand that the people see you and your students see you and they imitate you. So if you act like that, your students, they're going to act like that. You can create monsters. So you need to be really humble and never forget where you came from. And at the end, look, I met so many artists and everything in the world. And so what? They're human beings like us, nothing different. The only thing that sometimes they have more money. Some of them, they're very nice. Some of them, they're assholes. Sorry for saying that. But I met many artists, famous artists that they were so stuck up. And many, like John Travolta was such an amazing person, you know. And that's the beautiful thing. You see who is realistic and who's not, who never change. Because it doesn't make you better if you have more money. It doesn't make you better if you're younger. It doesn't make you better if you have a nice car. What makes you better is why the people cares about you. And because if you have a lot of money, a lot of people that are around you because you're famous or because you have money, not because you are really nice or anything. But the nicest thing is when you don't have anything and you need help from somebody else and they are there, is because they care about you, because they didn't care if you have money before or if you don't have money right now. They always going to be there. And that's why I always say family is everything. Family, family, family. There's nobody else. In this world, the same way that they kiss your ass, they can kick you in your ass in 1 second. One day, they put you like this on the top, in the same way they can throw you down. Like promoters. Promoters, they love you when you're famous, when you bring in a lot of people to their events. But after you don't do that, they throw you out like of their lives. And you you help to build their congresses, their events. And sometimes they put you on the side like nothing, you know? But that's why I'm so glad that me and my brothers, we still working after so many years, that people, they still call us and we are full of work, you know? Except now with the virus, no work.
Yes. Virus stopped everything. And Luis, and just briefly, can you tell me, I'm a salsa singer. I have experience to sing salsa. So for me, it's very interesting. How was the situation with the live bands those days? And did you ever perform not under the live band performing and you were like making some choreo? Did you have a chance to do that?
Of course. Mm-hmm. We worked with Tito Puente, on stage with Tito Puente. And it was, Whitney Houston was there. But it was for an event, a charity, and there was some of the most famous people that you can imagine sitting, watching, and we danced with Tito Puente, and I have to dance on two. It was the first time ever that I have to dance on two. Tito Puente like only, but in Los Angeles, there was no dancers on two. They couldn't bring the dancers from New York or any other place. So they have to use the dancers that was in Los Angeles, and we just have to choreograph a few of his songs that he was going to perform live, and we were going to dance on two. And that's the first time that Laura Canelias, that is there with us, and one of the pictures that I have on my Facebook and everything, she's the one that helped us to dance on two, and Albert Torres, because Albert Torres and Laura Canelias, they were the only ones dancing on two in LA. And so we performed with them. I performed with Eddie Palmieri. Eddie Palmieri, imagine for me, it was like I performed with him. That was like in 1999 or 1999, I think it was, live at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. There's like for more than 20,000 people. It was amazing. We performed for Tito Nieves and Celia Cruz when she was in Los Angeles. We performed with a few. What happened at that time, the cameras, there was the big cameras, huge ones, no? Everything was with a VHS tape.
It's huge.
Huge ones. So nobody had a camera. There was no phones. So if you somebody who record that, I'm still looking for some of those. I have videos that we record when we were training in the parking lot of the Hollywood Bowl before we went and changed to go on the stage with the Eddie Palmieri, you know? And I remember that somehow somebody took some pictures, and I have them in Los Angeles when we're performing with the pictures we have, but I have them in Los Angeles in my, I have like a storage that I have all my stuff, boxes and boxes full of stuff. And I have, I think, gold there with so many videos, VHS, and old pictures, Polaroid, remember? So, but yeah, we perform with lots of artists. Johnny's been performing with Mark Anthony, with many artists. Francisco has been performing with so many. I think Francisco has been performing more than me, and then Johnny with live bands.
Well, yeah, the situation is now probably quite different than it was before, taking into account that now not so many live bands playing on the salsa festivals and salsa events. Thank God there are still salsa events that can afford themselves, but probably it depends upon the budget. I can understand that it is quite expensive to bring a huge band, but I remember you told the story that during some event, it was 12 bands playing the same event. So it was like, wow. Yeah. It was like a week event that can be right now. So it was like a festival hosting so many live bands. So Luis, but you had such a tremendous career in the United States and you moved to Europe.
Yeah. I got divorced after I dissolved my dance company, Salsa Brava. Remember from there, Melissa was part of that company, and Sandy from Tropical Jam was part of that company, and then she formed Tropical Jam together with Fernando Sosa and Rafa and Alira Lennox. That she was dancing with Rogelio Moreno and everything. So after I got divorced, I decided to move to Europe because I was traveling every weekend almost from America, from Los Angeles to Europe. Almost every weekend. Imagine coming here for a few days, going back after a few days, come back here. For many years, I did it. But then I when I got divorced, I said, I want to move because of the divorce, it was very difficult. So I'm going to move to Europe for 1 year, and then I go back to Los Angeles. So I asked anybody in the company that wants to travel to Europe, and Melissa says, I do it. I want to do that. And Melissa started dancing with me. We moved to Switzerland for 6 months and then to Italy. And after a year, we said, let's stay here longer. We really liked it. And now since 2006, I've been living here in Europe. I was in Switzerland and then in Italy. And now I live here in Sweden.
And was the situation quite different in the salsa community in Europe in comparison with the United States when you moved to Europe, or you didn't feel any big difference?
You know what? The salsa scene is almost where you go. You know what I mean? Like when there's people who love to dance, there's good events, somebody who organized a nice event with nice DJs, nice people and everything. It doesn't matter where you go, you're going to have fun. What it makes the difference is the weather. It can be changed. Let's say from California, go to Russia or Ukraine. It was a big difference when I was traveling. It was cold, and it was a big difference, no? But from there, the people and everything, no, it's the same. People love to dance. You have fun. So there's not much of a difference when it comes to the dance world. The only difference, they can be sometimes more Cuban, more LA, or more, on two. But it's the same, baby. It's the same, baby.
So how many countries did you visit? Did you enumerate? Did you have a chance to calculate how many countries?
Last time, it was like 146, 47 that I count. But then I didn't count anymore. So I add like an extra 2 or 3. I think it's been at least 150. But I'm gonna check one time because I'm a little bit like confused after so many years. At the beginning, I start counting them, but then it gets to a point that you don't count, because some of the countries, it means countries. Because cities is been hundreds and hundreds of cities. Because let's say in Germany, we've gone to Germany, and I've been in Berlin and Ulm and Hanover and Hamburg, But just countries, I think if it's not 150, it's a little bit down from that. But something like that.
And you've been to Ukraine several times. I know that you've been invited to our Salsa Mallorca festival, but by Julia Ganachka and Rinaldo Paul. They are watching right now. They are watching us. Thank you guys for being with us. So how was your impression by Ukrainian salsa community? How did you feel yourself in Ukraine? You're always welcome again.
Well, you know what? It was so nice because Paul and Julia, they invited us for the first time, me and Melissa. And I remember when I was there, the first thing that I noticed, how many people, they became our friends so fast, because some people in America and other places think that people in Ukraine or Russia or something, they are more cold, or in Germany, That's the mentality they have. For me to go to Ukraine, I didn't know anything. And I was like, how's going to be the people? How's going to be the reaction? That they're going to like us or not? Plus, when I heard, I thought they were doing more Cuban, because Paul is Cuban and everything. So for me, it was nice to see that a Cuban guy was inviting somebody that was doing LA. And when I got there, he was the most amazing person. And Julia, I never forget the smile, how they were taking care of us so much. And they make us feel so comfortable in the first 5 minutes. And I say, oh, this feels really good. I met so many people there. I met, what's her name? Is Marta. Marta Hanna. Marta Hanna.
Yes, she's my friend. One of the best friends, I know her.
and we were, she became a really good friend of mine. And it was great to see how much she was growing from there. I met now another girl, I forgot her name. She lives in, I think, in Austria.
Kate Gudnichenko, yes.
Kate.
Yeah, she moved to Austria right now.
Then I met you, and I met another Olga, and I mean, it's been so many people. And the funniest thing, until now, they still my friends. All those people that I met, they still my friends. That's what I'm saying. That's the beautiful thing about before we were just to connect. Now some people, they go to some events and they never see those people ever again, or they don't remember them. But at that time, there was too much love, too much connection. Dancing, it make you cry. You didn't want to leave the club. Now a lot of people, they're waiting for the moment to go back to the hotel. I'm still one of those guys who goes and party from the beginning till the end, and everybody knows me, But Julia and Paul, thank you, because of you guys, I met so many beautiful people and talented in Ukraine. And until now, it's one of the places they always talk the most beautiful, amazing things about Ukraine. And you have...
And Julia Ganachka wrote the comment. Julia Ganachka wrote the comment, we miss you, Luis, you're always welcome.
I miss you too, baby. One day we're going to see each other again.
And Julia is also mentioned, thank you for your kind words, Luis. We are missing you and sending you big hugs.
We were working with them so many times. I've been in Ukraine so many times, So I'm almost sure after this pandemic thing, we're going to go back to work and we're going to see each other soon in Ukraine.
Yes. And I would like also to stop on the very interesting topic, like your shows. When you were performing with Melissa, it was like a theatrical show all the time, either drama or comedy, but it was all the time very interesting show from the beginning till the end. So how you created your shows, who inspired you, how you found the ideas, the music. So it was not just, coming out with beautiful costumes and dancing, but you were making, it was like a theater.
You know what? Remember, the LA Style became popular because of that. When we met people from New York or from other places, and we were in a dance festival, only people from LA, we were doing those kind of things. We were the first ones ever who mixed the music from one song to another one with voices, with sounds. It didn't exist that in the salsa world. And we came inspired by the movies of Hollywood. You know what I mean? So our shows, there was always representing about something about the mafia, or about a movie that it was very popular in Hollywood, or about the movies in 1950s. They have to do with the Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, all those, the Nicholas brothers. It was so there was always something about theatrical thing. And then the people all over the world, they start imitating. But then it went down and it became more about dancing. You know what I mean? And some people, they still use it on and off or not. And it's a transition. Sometimes it goes into only dancing, no more tricks. There was a time that only people from LA, we were doing tricks. And then we stopped doing tricks. If you really check, a lot of the dancers, we became more relaxed, only a few tricks. And then New York started doing someone like Santo Rico dancers, Jambule.
Yes,
they start doing some tricks on their choreographies. And but it's on and off. And I still see some people doing like a theatrical thing on stage sometimes. So for me, it was a normal thing to do it. But now I'm not performing since 2014 that I stopped performing. I'm not doing it. I'm just teaching and have my dance school here and traveling as an MC, as a presenter, presenting the shows for different events. So.
Yes. But do you prefer more teaching or performing? What was more interesting, and what did you prefer?
No, both. But you have to accept, you get older too, there's a lot of pressure on stage. On the stage, you have to be always physically fine, being always new stuff. This is good because it keeps you like this. But there's a point in your life that sometimes you have to take a decision. For me, it was more as a teacher, and I love working as an MC, presenting. And I was a lot of the people too, one of the few MCs who started doing this too. And then some other people start like Moflex and, Farid, and even Super Mario do once in a while, and Leon Ross, and each one start doing some things. But I remember when there was no MCs, it was Albert Torres. He was funny sometimes, but he was more serious, more professional. And every time that they told me, make a joke or something, the people were laughing. And I started doing it for fun, not as a job. And look, when I stopped performing, they start calling me for an MC. And now this is what I do for a living. Now I get more calls for an MC. So
you were MCing with Melissa a lot of times. Did you improvise mostly, or you prepared something while you were MCing? Because it was all the time so much fun. And I would like to tell you guys my own experience. Luis, when I was at the festival and I knew that you are going to be MC, I was like waiting the whole day this show program. And I remember this story from Istanbul. We were sitting in the and watching the shows for 4 hours. Remember that festival? And we were sitting there for 4 hours. So to sit and watch the shows, what to do? It's not so difficult, but it appeared to be very difficult just to sit for 4 hours. But you made it. You made that show program because of your jokes, and we were so much crying. I mean, crying because we were laughing. So we had to get back to our rooms to make another makeup. I remember that because I was crying. All the mascara was all over my face. It was so much fun. So we had to get back to our rooms to recover our makeup for the party.
You know what? It's I never prepared like with you, even when we talk about the interview, I say I like to be spontaneous. I don't like to, you just ask me, and I don't like to write things or anything. I have jokes, or I have things that I always said, because as a comedian or something, when you go on stage, you see what things works, and you do it. Or you do like a mark. There was a time that I was using I'm Sexy and I Know It, the song. And that was at the beginning. Yes. And I put that song, and it became like a brand for me, like something, a trademark, And then I stopped using, now I'm using different stuff. But I'm saying there was something, but 95% of everything is improvisation. If you go on the stage and the girl, let's say she loses feathers from the costume, or the guy have really tight pants and you can see his wee, his little friend there, then right away my brain goes and I start making a joke. If one of the persons forget the choreography or something, then I improvise something at the moment. If there's little kids, I say, I have to do something with the kids, because with the kids it's always spontaneous, magical. If it's if I see the people that they are really serious and I start joking, but they're really serious, it makes me nervous. So sometimes I try not to look at the people and look more all the way on the back. But if the people are laughing, I like to connect with the people that they are laughing on the front, So I'm spontaneous. I don't like to write things. Like sometimes I say, okay, I'm going to write about, I have to say hi to my mom, no? And I write on the paper not to forget, because I always say hi, and I make a video for my mom in every event, things like that. But the jokes...
You all the time make jokes about your brothers also.
Always
all the time make jokes about your brothers.
About my brothers. So when I make fun about somebody else, they see that I was making fun of myself and my family, and that everything that I do is just for fun, that there's nothing about, trying to be, I don't know, negative or try to make to feel somebody bad or something. No, I'm the kind of a person that I like to just joke, and that's it. And sometimes I say, if I offend somebody, I'm really, really sorry in advance. But most of the people, 99%, 98%, they love it. And it makes the event, like you say, more fun and less stressful, because in some events they put like 40, 50, 60 shows. It's crazy. And, and it's too much. And sometimes you need to bring somebody up that it can give you a little bit of a smile on your face, instead of falling to sleep on the chair,
Yeah, I remember, as I mentioned, Istanbul 4-hour show program every day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I remember it was 68 shows. I remember. No, 78 shows one time, and the other day was 68 shows. Imagine 4 minutes every show, or 3 minutes, plus the pause and everything. You're talking about 5 minutes for each one, for 68 shows or 70 shows. Imagine how much time. It's like crazy. Is that
I don't know how the people read it.
The promoters try to make the show programs a small quantity. I know that sometimes they want to help the new dancers and everything, the new companies to perform and everything, but you can give them, like in Puerto Rico, if you have a big event, make them perform in the afternoon, because they can bring even their family, their parents and everything, and whoever do the best show, they can perform on the evening. But you cannot put 60 shows on the stage, or 40 or 30 is too much. But now we say that 20 is like the maximum, 15 is great, 12 to 10 is amazing. It's better quality than quantity. So
I agree with you. Did you ever think of being an actor, a comedian, or maybe create your own stand-up show, because it would be successful for sure?
No. That's me that and everything. No. I'm just myself. I like to jog and everything. Right now with this virus and everything, I'm more concentrated in cooking with my fiance, because she cooks so damn good. I'm posting the pictures on Facebook always.
Yes, I see that.
And that's it. I'm spending more of the time with my son. I'm still teaching a few private lessons here and there, because like I told you, here there's not a restriction. But there's no work right now at this moment. We're cleaning the house, spending more time together. I think this is helping a lot, because I'm connecting more than ever with my fiance and with my son. Because before I was traveling a lot, Now it's only family. That's it, nobody else. So it's amazing, So this virus brought a lot of sadness in the world because of the economy crisis and people dying. But on the other side, it brought a lot of good things. Family get together, cook together, the less contamination, less pollution, the waters look more clean. There's more fishes in the water. There's animals. It looks amazing in some places, even here, So in a way, is good, you know, good and bad, but we have to see the good.
Yes, yes. So now you live in Malmö, at south of Sweden.
Yes.
It's a place of your resident right now with your family. So you have a son, and you have your own dance school called Love Dance Academy. So it's closed because of quarantine. But So you teach there, right?
Yes.
And which styles of dances are represented there? In salsa, bachata?
Well, the dance school that we have is only salsa and bachata, no? We have that. There's different schools, and each one is specialized in something. Because it's a small community, we try not to compete with other ones. So my school specializes in LA style, and we have classes from lady styling, men styling, full partner work, level 1, level 2, level 3, is beginners, beginner improvers, intermediates, advanced, no? And we have the bachata, the same. Other schools, they have more Cuban, only Cuban they specialize. Other schools, they specialize on a mix of LA, a little bit and this, but these are more new. So it works perfect because there's not much competition with each other, because each school offers different things. So we are switching students somehow. Some people from Cuban, they go like, I want to learn LA because a lot of people dance. They come and they learn, and a lot of people from LA, I want to learn Cuban because when I go, I see some people dancing Cuban, I want to learn too. So there's always a transition of students like this.
You teach with Veronica there? Or you
No,
have
no, not just with Veronica. I have like 5 different instructors working for me, and there's different Joanna, my fiance Veronica, you know, Sandra. We have many. I have to forget the names, but we have many instructors working for me. They teach with me. Veronica teaches some classes only. She's the manager. She's the one who is always, when it comes to in the marketing for the school and everything. She's the one who do the marketing and all the business contracts and everything. She's the one that is in charge. I'm more in charge of teaching and all that. But she teaches with me too some classes because she's amazing in bachata, salsa and everything too. But she's a bachata lover, you know. She's the one who got me more involved into bachata.
All right.
No,
but I remember you had one.
Nobody's gonna take that. But before I was dancing bachata just for fun like this, but she really got me more into it, and now I love it because you learn so much. Of course, a lot of people, they think because you are salsero, if you do bachata, it's like it's hard for them to accept that you can dance. It's like microphones, you know. Microphones can do Cuban, can do New York, can do LA. If you see him dancing, Fernando Sosa the same.
Yes.
You do Cuban. But for some people, remember, most of the bachateros, most of the most famous bachateros, especially at the beginning of the bachata, they were salseros. Corky and Judith, Ataki la Alemana, Denise Desiree, Denise Desiree, Sara Lopez, the Kizomba dancer and everything, she was a salsera. From Afro-Latin Connection and Kizomba, they were salsera. I can mention it, most of the names in bachata that make this popular, they were in the salsa world before. So, but they are recognizing so when they see me dancing sometimes bachata, is like, oh, you dance bachata? I'm like, yes. It's like, if you speak English and if you speak Spanish and if you speak French or if you speak Italian, why not? You can learn everything. But in some heads, they don't accept it. No, you're salsero and that's it. You're not good for the other thing, you know.
And I saw that you were performing and teaching, teaching with Olga Prykhodko recently at some festivals. She is a partner for different projects with you right now.
Yeah,
Magda Prykhodko.
Yeah, Magda is from Poland. She lives in Norway. I know her for many years, you know, since I was going to Poland. We became friends and everything. She was dancing a lot with Alex Ruiz and Jassy.
They were in Ukraine a lot of times as well. They were in Ukraine. And maybe so not. I don't remember how much time. Alexis will tell. I will tell exactly how many times, but they were in Ukraine. Yes.
Well, I know her for a while, no? she was dancing with them, and after I stopped performing with Melissa, people that were calling me, and she moved to Los Angeles, no? And
Melissa, yes.
I was going to teach to the events, and I was grabbing, almost like Super Mario, no? Grabbing a girl who was dancing there, or asking some teachers, they have their dance schools. If I was in Germany, I was contacting somebody in Germany that I liked the way she danced, and she was teaching with me. But I got to a point that I say, no, I need to have somebody that knows what's up when it comes to teaching. Because remember, when I teach, I like when the girl talks, the girl, because people are taking the class together, the girl needs to get the information from the girl and the man from me, When other instructors, sometimes they don't let the girl talk at all, So I say, I like Magda, and she dances amazing. And we start working. I ask her, would you like to work with me? There's an event. Yeah, sure. And from there we start. And now we work a lot together, Of course, in some events, they want to save money and they don't call me with her. They prefer to bring me along because they're going to pay me for the MC and as an instructor. But if I go with her, it's going to be the MC, instructor, and I have to pay her, So the price is going to be. But the people who knows well is worth it because she's freaking amazing. After they call me with her, they almost bring me back with her because they notice it make a huge difference, when it comes to teaching. She's amazing. I love you, Magda.
Luis, people are not writing so many questions, but they writing so many comments. They are like influenced by your positive energy. So people just writing huge abundance of comments, like remembering different situations at different congresses. When you were commenting on some shows, the men are ugly, but girls are fine. I remember that comment. When you were presenting Yamule.
Yeah, I told that. I told the guys always like, good night, guys. Good morning, ladies. So
yes.
When I present, sometimes a couple, not always, but sometimes I say like, she's gorgeous, he's ugly, She have a beautiful body,
yes.
He doesn't. She's rich, he's poor, I say like that, and I introduce them. Or I say, she's gorgeous, he's handsome, but he's gay. No, they're joking, because they're my friends, and they start laughing. So I'm always making jokes about, But now sometimes the people, they take it too serious when it comes to making jokes about gays and things like that. They don't understand that it's just a joke. And some of my best friends are gays and everything. So take it, So in some places you have to be careful when you make a joke, because there's some people that they take it when other people, they appreciate it. There's always a feminist or something that is going to come and attack you for anything, no? So sometimes you have to be careful with what you say. But one of the things that it make us so original to Farid and Moflex and me and Leon Ross, that we're original and we say what we feel to say. You know what I mean? And that's what people likes. We don't try to be somebody else because the society tells you that you have to be like this. Like in dancing, we became recognized because we got out of the box. When salsa was one way, we did something different and people that were criticizing us, but we became recognized because we were different. And that's what I told the new dancers. Just be yourself. Don't try to imitate so much other dancers. Get inspired by other dancers, but don't imitate them. Try to find yourself. What can you do different? And if you check all the big names in the world, it's because they dance different of each other. They don't look the same. Even the three brothers will look different. Johnny, Francisco, and me, we dance different. So
we have one question from the audience, from Daria Ustimenko. How to make a connection with audience when you are MC, and how to make people laugh. So
first, try to check what is that they make them laugh, because in every place is different. In some places you can make, let's say in Japan, nobody's going to laugh because most of the people don't speak English, So it doesn't work well there. You have to do more faces. If I'm in Japan, I'm going to make a face or make like the joke of the bird that doesn't have any words. And everything when you present is going to be more about acting or hugging or kissing making a face, and they're going to laugh with that. if you go to some place they speak English, then you have to go with, let's say, with something about the topic of their country. If it's too cold, I always make jokes about here in Sweden about that it's cold, and so you have to find the way. What is it? The people, how the people are there, In Russia, I came dancing like Russian, and they start laughing, and it depends where you go. I always compare myself with a Chihuahua first, I'm from Mexico. I'm very small. You see, I look like a Chihuahua, and they start laughing. So when you start with yourself or with somebody from your family, then they feel more comfortable later if you go and say something about their or their country, because it's like, okay, it's okay because he mentioned already something about his country, about his family, So,
how many languages do you speak?
Give me 1 second. Huh? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, tell me.
How many languages do you speak? So you went to Japan, you didn't learn Japanese?
Yeah, I speak Japanese. I learned some words. It's arigato, konnichiwa, Matsuyama, Kawasaki, Toyota, Nissan, sashimi, sushi. That's the only thing that I know. But I speak English, Spanish, Italian, and now I'm learning Swedish. Lately.
Thank you very much, Luis. It was such an amazing conversation, and by the end of our talk, I don't see any more questions. People just making comments like, "Wow, amazing, Luis, we miss you." But no, there are no so specific, because you opened a lot of topics, so probably answered already the questions maybe that people had. And before the final part, please could you tell the formula of success of Luis Vazquez? It's my standard question.
Feed yourself. Feed yourself. I think when you are being yourself and everything, the people, they notice who you are. We're not perfect or anything. There's gonna people that are gonna like you. There's gonna people that don't. But if you see that most of the people, it's almost like your classes. If you go and 95, 98% of the people loves your class, there's gonna be always one that is gonna say something because he didn't understand well, he was not on the right level, because he just didn't like you. Sometimes you don't click with someone, no? But being successful is being fine with yourself, with your family and your friends. That's being successful, not just when it comes to money or anything like that. That's being successful when you're fine with yourself and love each other, love your family. But I want to say something in every interview that I've been having lately. I want to say this because I want everybody to know. I want to challenge all the instructors, and I'm going to say in every interview that I'm going to have in the future, can you try to give some free courses, free classes to some of the nurses and the doctors that are working a lot right now all over the world, fighting and risking their own lives to save somebody else's life. And in your city, in your country, if there is some people who, after this pandemic, after this virus, if somebody of the nurses, of the doctors you promoted, that they can come and take your classes for free, that will be very great. I challenge all the instructors, when you reopen your dance schools, to offer some classes for free. First of all, it's good for your business. Second of all, you're doing something for the society. Third, you're saying thank you to those nurses and doctors that are risking their lives. And they can come, they give with the proof that they work at the hospital, that there's something that's approved already, so for you to give them some class for free. If you can do that to all the instructors in the world, in any kind of dance, salsa, bachata, kizomba, hip hop, zumba, anything, do it. And I will really appreciate it, because we need to support each other. We need to care for each other.
And one question more. Luis, one question more from Alexander Ivlev. From our Kangera, from Ukrainian salsa band. What is your favorite salsa band or performer? I mean, salsa, the word.
No, there's too many. When I was younger, I grew up with a DLG, Dark Latin group. They're the Juliana, que mala eres. Que mala eres, Juliana.
Yeah, que mala eres.
I grew up with Eddie Santiago, with Luis Enrique at that moment that he was starting, but that's when you you were learning. After you learn, you know who are the Tito Puente. Means after that, I went with Tito Puente, with El Gran Combo, La Sonora Ponceña, Roberto Roena, Los Bam Bam later with Cuban music. I mean, there's no one specific band. I've been growing up with all the music, and I just like music. I don't discriminate when it comes to music. I even like Chinese music, opera. I love opera music, Pavarotti, Luciano Pavarotti, you know, Placido Domingo. Means it's like it makes me relax to hear those beautiful voices and everything. I like heavy metal. I like hip hop. You know, I like house music. We have some of the best DJs in the world are Swedish. You know, they're from Sweden in the house music. I like everything. I like even the brother of my brother Johnny. I like the music of my brother Johnny. Imagine. So he's amazing. He's coming, my brother Johnny, soon with a new song that he's working after the pandemic. He's going to come with a new song. So everybody, attention to my brother Johnny Vazquez. So.
Thank you very much, Luis, for being with us. I wish you all the best and to stay healthy, for your family to be healthy, to achieve all the goals that you plan for yourself. And I do hope we meet as soon as possible after quarantine, face to face, chat, laugh, and dance together. So my best regards to all the people who are watching us right now. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you. This is Mr. Universe, Luis Vazquez.
Thank you so much, kisses, and I'll see you somewhere. Remember, people, this pandemic is going to pass, and later we're going to see each other on the dance floor. We're going to dance. We're going to be able to hug and kiss again and have fun the way we were used to. Right now is the moment to stay home, try to help each other, and care for the family. I love you, people. Que viva la salsa, que viva la bachata, la kizomba, todo el tipo de música, all the kind of music, que viva, siempre. Vida.
Thank you very much. And this is Social Talks on Universo Latino channel. So next week, join our live, and it will be Alexis Style Ruiz. So join our live next Wednesday.
Alexis, I love you. I work with him a lot in Norway, so I love you, Jessie.
So, Luis, if you have time, join, and then you will be able to comment. Alexis is now commenting, so you'll be able to comment. And by the end of May, we also have interview with Paolo Reinaldo, our Ukrainian maestro de los maestros, and we have Carl Flores. So be with us, stay with us. We are making you getting closer to the stars who inspire you. And starting next interview, we are moving to our YouTube channel. The live interview will be on our YouTube channel, but we will make all the announcements. So stay tuned. Get closer to the stars who inspire you, and salsa unites people.
Hello, my name is Olga Prykhodko. I've been dancing and singing salsa for many years. While I was traveling a lot, participating in numerous dance and music events around the world, I met stars in the world salsa community, whom I would like to introduce in my new project called Social Talks. I will be interviewing famous people and representatives of Latin American culture, and they will share their experience. They will tell about their ups and downs, and of course, they will inspire you. Subscribe to our channel Universo Latino on YouTube and other social networks and find a lot of interesting and useful information. Get closer to the stars who inspire you. Salsa unites people.